Hello students, I am Ekta. Today we are going to learn collection and presentation of data. The collection and presentation of data are vital components in the field of statistics. Data serves as the foundation for understanding and making informed decisions. To illustrate, let's consider a scenario where a company wants to assess its employees' job satisfaction. In this case, data collection involves using surveys, interviews to gather employees' feedback and opinions. Once the data is collected, the company will employ various techniques to present and analyze the information, such as creating tables or charts that highlight trend in job satisfaction levels across different departments. The insights derived from this data can guide the company in making improvements to enhance overall employee morale and productivity. Therefore, understanding the principles of collecting and presenting data is crucial for making meaningful conclusion and taking effective action in various real-world situations. Learning outcomes. After the completion of this lesson, you will be able to understand statistics, types of data, how data is collected and presented, differentiate grouped and ungrouped frequency distribution table. Key terminology. Keywords: statistics, data, collection, presentation, frequency distribution, range, raw data, group data, ungrouped data, class size, lower class limit, upper class limit. First, let us know what is statistics. Statistics is a branch of mathematics and a field of study of collecting, organizing, analyzing, interpreting, and presenting data. It provides valuable tools and techniques for making informed decisions and drawing conclusions from the data. Before going ahead, we will know about the collection and presentation of data. What is data? Data typically refers to a collection of facts, which are numerical or pieces of information collected with a definite purpose. Data can be categorized into two main types: primary data, secondary data. Primary data. It is the information collected by someone like a researcher or investigator who gathered it directly for a specific purpose. Example: surveys, interviews, polls and interviews. Secondary data. It is the information that you did not collect by yourself. It is the data that you find in sources where someone else has already gathered and stored the information. Example: company annual report, sales record and internal information. Now we will see what is data collection and how the data can be collected. Data collection. It is the process of gathering information or facts and even opinions to better understand a particular topic, questions, or solve problems. Data can be collected through various methods depending on the purpose, the nature of the data available, resources, and the context of the study. Data can be collected in the following ways: surveys and questionnaires, observation, experiments, interviews, sampling. Presentation of data. After collecting the data, the next step is to present the data in a way that makes it clear, organized, and easy to understand. This process is known as data presentation. There are several methods to represent data. Tabular data. Organize data in tables with rows and columns. The above table is an example of the tabular data form. Charts and graphs. Graphical representation are effective for visualizing data patterns. The above image shows us the different types of charts and graphs which we can use to present the data. In this session, we will focusing only on tabular data forms. The frequency distribution table is of two types: ungrouped frequency distribution table, grouped frequency distribution table. Now, we will learn what is ungrouped frequency distribution table. It is also called a simple frequency distribution table. It is used when dealing with a relatively small data set with distinct and unique points. Each unique data point, also known as raw data, is listed individually along with the frequency. Let us see the terms which we use in building the ungrouped frequency distribution table by taking an example. Consider the marks obtained by 20 students in an English test as given below. To prepare the table, we need to know the frequency of the data set. Frequency, the number of times a specific data point appears in the data set. Here in this data set, 36, 25 and 62 are repeated twice, so the frequency is 2, and for the remaining the frequency is 1 as they are not repeated. Range. The difference between the highest and the lowest values in the data is called the range of the data. Here in the data set, the highest value is 95 and the lowest value is 25. So range is equal to 95 minus 25 is equal to 70. Now we will draw the table for the given data set. We will make two columns, one for marks code and another for the number of students. Write the individual marks code in the marks column and the number of times the marks are repeated in the frequency column. Now we will see one example. 3 coins were tossed 30 times simultaneously. Each time the number of heads occurring was noted as follows. Prepare a frequency distribution table for the data given above. Solution. We need to prepare the ungrouped frequency distribution table for the given data. We will make two columns, one for the number of heads and another for the frequency. Write the number of heads in the column and the number of times the event is repeated in the frequency column. We can also tally marks in preparing these tables. Now we will learn the group frequency distribution table. This is used when dealing with a larger data set, and the data set can be grouped into interval or classes. Each interval represents a range of values, and one can count how many data points fall into each interval. Let us see the terms which we use in the building the group frequency distribution table by taking an example. Consider the weight in grams of 50 oranges picked at random from a basket of oranges given below. Construct a group frequency distribution table for the given data. Solution. To present such a large amount of data in an ungrouped frequency distribution table will be cumbersome because there are many unique values which increase the length of the table. So, we will go with the grouping method by making group like 30 to 39, 40 to 49 and so on 110 to 119 since our data is from 30 to 115. Class interval. It is a range or interval of values that is used to group data into categories. For example, 30 to 39 is called a class interval, the lower limit and upper limit of the class. In the class interval, the least value is called the lower limit and the highest value is called the upper limit. For example, in 30 to 39, the lower limit is equal to 30 and the upper limit is equal to 39. Length of class or class width. It refers to the width of each class interval. For example, in 30 to 39, the class width is equal to 10. Now, we will draw the table for the given data set. We will make 3 columns, one for oranges weight, one to tally marks because we have used data and another for the number of oranges. Class interval 30 to 39 is 6. Class interval 40 to 49 is 8. Class interval 50 to 59 is 9. Class interval 60 to 69 is 6. Class interval 70 to 79 is 3. Class interval 80 to 89 is 5. Class interval 90 to 99 is 7. Class interval 100 to 110 is 3. Class interval 110 to 119 is 3. Total 50. Students, let us summarize what we have learned. Statistics is a branch of mathematics and a field of study of collecting, organizing, analyzing, interpreting, and presenting data. Data typically refers to a collection of facts which are numerical or pieces of information collected with a definite purpose and categorized into two types, primary data and secondary data. Data can be collected through various methods including surveys, observation, experiments, interviews, and sampling. Data can be presented in tabular forms or graphical representation such as chart and graphs. Ungroup frequency distribution table. It is used for relatively small data set with distinct and unique data points, raw data. Each unique data point is listed individually with its frequency. Group frequency distribution table. It is used for larger data sets where data is grouped into intervals or classes. It allows data points to be categorized within specified intervals. Thanks for watching this video.